Hey guys, Brandon here once again, coming from you from the Star Wars room. I know I am really late right now getting the watch party started. I've had some technical issues with my computer and everything. So, guys, already chapter 3 is done up. So, guys, once again, I'm really sorry that I'm starting this so late. I wanted to get in sooner. I've had technical issues with my computer and my internet and everything. So, guys, let's go on ahead, get straight into the episode 3. And afterwards, we'll go on ahead and we will talk about it after the episode. And, guys, go on ahead, go to your play screens for your Disney Plus and go on ahead and in 3, 2, 1 and hit play. And guys, we'll talk about this right after the episode. I've always loved the Lucasfilm intros on these shows. I love how they do the mask portion with the lights going over the masks. Looks awesome. The Bomar monk spiders. People was actually asking, are we going to be able to see them in any of the episodes? Because we hadn't seen them before. And there they are now. God, Mos Espa is beautiful at night. Jealous. Oh my God. Guys, is that who I think? absolutely love Boba Fett's song on here. Love that callback to Return of the Jedi. Absolutely love it. Perfect. Camino. Flashback. This is where he leaves that Tuscan village. Guys, that's the exact same scene of the Stormtrooper helmet that we saw in Mando. That's the exact same thing. They're setting it up for Mando in that flashback sequence. Guys, that is. This. Nikto Sunriders. No. Oh no. It was them. Wait a minute. That stick. What the heck? What the heck? How? How? Get him, get him, get him. How? How is he there? How did he get in? Uh-oh. Bye-bye. Do it. How did he get in? My gosh. What? Oh. It's a. Guys, it's Danny Trejo. That is Danny Trejo. That is Machete. We were both another syndicate. He. No. Wow. A new Rancor for that pit. Look at this thing, guys. This is Danny Trejo, dude. I can't believe he's in it. he's going to let it be him, the first one he sees. Wow. So who is that girl? I really want to know this girl's name. Is that Arden Flynn? I never did like him. I love the banter between Boba and Fennec. Protocol droids. Oh no! Wow. Mouse droids. trouble now. Ooh. That. Whoa. I love that song. Danny Trejo. I knew it. Wow, guys. That. I'll tell you what. When Tamar Morrison said that there was going to be big name stars in this show, he was not joking. Danny Trejo, however you say the last name. But Danny Trejo, this guy is Machete. He is a huge name star, and for him to be in Book of Boba Fett, that is amazing. And to give him the role of the Rancor handler, who better? I mean, come on, no, seriously, who better than Danny Trejo? I mean, guys, that was an epic. It was a really epic show. I'm still trying to process everything right now. But guys, the twins, and we don't even know their names, if I'm not mistaken. We don't know their names. And so that's it now. Now the twin, now we was completely thrown off. We we had first had thought that the twins was going to be the main antagonist of this show, but now the twins just bolted off of Tatooine and they're going back to Nalhutta. And then the Pikes show up, and as their tribute to Boba taking over Jabba's place, the twins bring him a rancor. A rancor. That is amazing. I never thought that we would actually see another rancor in that castle again. I never thought that they would ever bring another rancor in there. I honestly thought that since Boba is trying to do things completely 180 from the way Jabba did it, I honestly thought that he was going to try and go for possibly doing the, doing some other kind of creature to basically having that pit to throw his enemies to. But guys, and then Black Chrysanthemum, just at the end of the flashback, he wakes up and there he is, and he is grabbing him and throwing him out of that Bactapod. Guys, I'm not gonna lie. I want to see if y'all will be honest with me, guys, because I'll tell you right now, I'm sure you all saw one too. I jumped because that was so totally unexpected, and then to just all of a sudden have a flash of Black Chrysanthemum that close, and yeah, it's going to scare anybody. Boba even jumped. I jumped when that went. Because, that was designed to scare the crap out of somebody. And then, right at the exchange with the twins, giving Boba the Rancor, and twins telling him that they're leaving Tatooine, he can have it, do whatever. They recommended him to leave, but they, it's his, whatever. They're out. Because they know who's coming. The twins knew who was coming. I truly believe they knew who was coming. And I think last episode kind of hinted around at it with the Pikes being there. I think that the Pikes was being really hinted at that they're going to be the main antagonist. And I think now that's really who it is going to be. Is the Pike's going to be the main antagonist now? But guys, that I am not going to lie to you guys. That flashback sequence. That I honestly don't know which was more harder to actually watch. Was either that flashback sequence or the season 2 Mando finale, where Grogu says bye to Mando, as he goes with Luke to start his Jedi training. Like, how many people really expected to see that happen in the flashbacks? To see the entire Tusken village be killed by these bikers. And I mean, how did they do it? That's what I really want them. I'm really wanting to see them explain in the next episode. How did that biker gang, with not many people, take out that entire Tusken village with so many warriors and so many snipers and everything? Because these Tuskens are trained from birth pretty much to be warriors. And how did that biker gang just annihilate that village? That's what I want to see. And if I'm going to go back and I'm going to rewatch the first 2 episodes, but the last little piece of wood that Boba throws on the fire after he threw the 2 gaffing sticks, however you say that, those big sticks that the Tuskens use. After he throws both of them on, he throws a little stick about that long on the fire. And guys, I think that belonged to that young Tusken Raider. And he looked maybe, I don't know, because I don't know how Tuskens really age, if they age the same way humans do. So, I mean, just going by his size and everything, he looked maybe like about 10, 11, somewhere around in there. And I think that last stick that Boba threw on belonged to him. And I really think that right there, you can just kind of see that rage building in Boba's face. And so guys, you look at this episode compared to the first episode, and something I just thought of too was first episode, Boba and Fennec fights with these assassins. And afterwards, Boba has to go in that bacta-pod. He wasn't really necessarily beat up. But he took a whooping. But now Boba is, in this episode, he faces Black Chrysanthemum. He fights against him and literally gets thrown across that chamber multiple times and hit in the face multiple times. And he gets up and runs out of the room after Black Chrysanthemum takes off. He gets that robe on him and then takes off after Black Chrysanthemum. Now, guys, I've noticed one little thing on there too. And chat, let me know if you all notice this as well. But every time they mention Black Chrysanthemum, they never said Black Chrysanthemum. They only called him Chrysanthemum. Am I the only one that actually caught that? I mean, I know there's other people that caught that, but I mean, out of us, that's watch this. Am I the only one that caught that? Who else caught it? Leave it in the comments or in the chat. Tell me, did you catch it? And I mean, guys, tell me, throw some stuff at me. What all did you see that it really just, it hit you like, wow? Because I mean, for the first big thing was, of course, Danny Trejo walking up with the Rancor for Boba. That was. I mean, who better to get to play a Rancor handler than Danny Trejo, Machete himself? That was an epic part. And then Devin, hey, glad to see you back, buddy. Yes, Bo said that he rode 10 beasts 10 times that size. What is he talking about then? What has he rode that's 10 times the size of Rancors? Well, see, Devin, I actually wondered that myself, but I looked it up. I looked up some stuff about the Mythosaur, and the Mythosaur had went out. That they had basically went extinct like thousands of years before then. But now this is also Legends material that this is coming from, so they could be recanonizing the Mythosaur, and could now hear me out on this. Could he possibly be talking about the crate dragon? Because if you think about it, that crate dragon he's easily 10 times the size of that Rancor. So could he be talking about the crate dragon? We know he's not talking about that one creature that he took out in episode 1, because that is not 10 times bigger than the Rancor. It's not even as big as the Rancor from the perspective that we got. And exactly. Yeah, Devin, that actually is a good thought. I never did think of the lesser crate. Now that does seem more possible to ride, because I think Mando tried to stand. I'm trying to remember exactly, but I think he tried to stand on it for a second to be able to do something, and he couldn't. And yeah, I believe it'd be more along the lines of the lesser crate. But I mean, there's a whole bunch of other systems in the Star Wars galaxy too, and we know Boba has been to multiple of these systems, so it's possible that it's something that's not even on Tatooine at all. And of course, we know that he grew up on Camino too, and there's a lot of creatures that we don't really know much about. And there's creatures that I'm sure that we don't even know about on Camino. And of course, in the comics and everything, and of course, I'm thinking some of these comics are Legends material now, but they cover Boba Fett, and I'm thinking that, of course, he's went out on multiple, missions with Django teaching him, this is how you do this. This is how we do this. This is how we track down people. This is how we are bounty hunters. This is our way of doing this. And he taught him how to go out, how to do everything he needed to do on how to survive. And, that I highly recommend going and checking out those books, because those are really good. Or those comics, I'm sorry. Those are really good. And guys, that woman, who is that woman that is in that gang that now is working with Boba? Who is that? So many people have, before the series even premiered, so many people was saying that the character Arden Lynn from Masters of Terrascasi, a game that was made well over 20 years ago, that's who that is. And looking at her, I can really see the resemblance, because in Masters of Terrascasi, Arden Lynn, she was kind of a rebel like that. And also too, now this is for people who's actually seen footage of Masters of Terrascasi or something. Arden Lynn in that game has the prosthetic left arm. And I was looking really hard at that woman on there, and they said that every one of them has droid parts to enhance them. And I noticed her left hand was the prosthetic droid arm. Now, guys, it was never, as far as I can remember, it was never really confirmed. But in Masters of Terrascasi, if you look at Arden Lynn's hand, that hand looks exactly like the full-on arm from about the elbow joint all the way down to the hand. It looks exactly like a B2 Super Battle Droid's left hand. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to revisit the whole lore of Masters of Terrascasi, because I want to yeah, Devin, watch those wrist rockets. Yeah, I'm glad you got that one. I wonder if we'll be hearing that in this season. Watch those wrist rockets. If that is a B2 Super Battle Droid's arm, they'll either be able to say it for her or Boba Fett, man. But I'm going to go back through and read that. Yeah. Yeah, I had kind of thought about that too, as well, Devin. But have you noticed too, though, there's so much similarities between the Book of Boba Fett and everything with Mando. But I noticed one big thing about Mando. You don't hear nothing of the Empire in Book of Boba Fett. At least, unless it slipped past me, I personally have not heard one mention of the Empire on it. And guys, when that droid, I can't remember the droid's name right off the top of my head now, but the one who works for Boba, it's the same kind of droid that we saw in Jabba's palace that was torturing that Gonk droid in Return of the Jedi. It was one of them. Those things are creepy looking anyway. But I cannot remember what those are called right off the top of my head. But he was mentioning certain sections of the city being controlled by certain species. And he mentioned one section of Mos Espa being controlled by the Trandoshans. Guys, I'm really, really hoping, but can that be kind of like a tease that we're going to see Bosk? Because we've done seen Black Chrysanthemum. I mean, in Black Chrysanthemum he is known to have, in the comics, and I think it's even in one book too, he is at least around Boba. And now I know in one comic, actually, my friend Star Wars Theory, he actually did a video today about Black Chrysanthemum, and I'm pretty sure that it did have Bosk in it as well. I mean, we're bringing out all these other bounty hunters, well-known bounty hunters too, that Boba has had some association with. I do not see them not going with bringing back Bosk. I just don't see them not doing it, because I'm thinking, if I'm thinking right, Devin, you might know this. I'm trying to remember, but I'm thinking that Trandoshans, they age slower than the human species does in the Star Wars universe. Am I right on that? I don't think they age like the Wookiees do, but I think that they do age a little bit slower than humans do. I'm trying to remember that. And I mean, if that's the case, then I really believe that yeah, that is true. Yeah, almost every species. Well, that is true, David. But now I wonder this. We are going so far off. We're going so far down a rabbit hole right now with this, David. Yoda's species. Now, we don't know what they are or anything. We don't know what species he is. We know of three in existence, and that's Yoda, Yaddle, and Grogu. That's it. Does he? I wonder if their species ages the same as humans, but they just live longer, or if they age slower. Because now I wonder that now. Guys, really quick, just had a thought too. Who do you think, this would be a great fanfic too, one-on-one fight, who would win? Alright. In his prime, Chewbacca versus Book of Boba Fett era, Black Chrysanthemum. I want to know, everybody who's in the live chat right now and everybody that's going to watch this later, let me know in the comments below. I want to know what y'all think. Who would win that? I might, and I'll even put a poll up on the Facebook page for this channel. Because guys, if you don't already know, this channel also has a Facebook group. It still goes by the same name, the Star Wars Room. The channel logo is actually the group profile picture on there. But yeah, guys, I just wonder, who do you think would actually win it? Black Chrysanthemum or Chewbacca? I don't. If you take away like some of these unfair advantages, you might say, that Black Chrysanthemum has, like those spiked brass knuckles and guys, those things are really cool. That it's almost like brass knuckles with spikes and almost like a stun gun, because we saw as soon as you put them on, electricity came across the spikes of them. That was really epic looking. But guys, what do you all think about that? Who do you think would win? Yeah, Devin, I really think that he is a smarter fighter, because I've been watching. Yeah, Chrysanthemum is more of a gladiator, and I watched him fight just then, and he really looks like he is more of the type that when he was fighting in Jabba's palace right then, well, now Boba's palace, he looked more like he was just almost, I don't want to say this a Sith fighting style, but he was using his rage to just do what he needed to do. I mean, and I think with Chewie could really dial in his emotions and be able to do what and be able to take care of Chrysanthemum. So yeah, I definitely do agree with you, Devin. I think Chewbacca would definitely. It would. I'm not saying that he would just, it would be a fight over within 2 seconds. I really believe it would be. I don't believe it would be just like 1, 2, that's it, and Chewie's done down Crescent. I really think it would be more like watching a full-on boxing match. Like it just like they just keep going at each other. And but I mean, guys, tell me, what did you all think about this episode? What did you all like so much about it? All right, Devin, have a good one. I'll catch you next time. And yeah, I definitely hope Chewie will square off against Crescent. I might have to do a fanfic on that. But guys, what does everybody else think about tonight's episode? Like, it was filled with so many references, and there's been questions that's been answered, and there's questions now that are new that we don't know the answers to yet. Like, how did the twins know that the mayor was secretly working with the Pike Syndicate? Why is the Pike Syndicate so just desperately wanting to get Tatooine? What is so important about Tatooine? Because Tatooine is, it's in the Outer Rim. And I understand that, but there's really nothing major about Tatooine. Maybe because of where it's such a lawless city that maybe that's why they're wanting it. I don't know. And guys, what do you all think about it though? I mean, it's just been such a 3 episodes. It's already been such an epic ride with it, and we just keep going, and it just keeps getting better. It's like, how much in every episode they talk themselves. How are they going to keep doing this? And if they do bring in Cad Bane, when are they going to bring him in? When will all of that be done? When will, when will they bring in Bosk? I really believe that Tamora Morrison had kind of, said something about wait till the final 2. I think he said the final 2, episode 6 and 7 of this season. Guys, I really do believe that if they are going to do anything about that's going to be, or if they're going to do anything that's going to blow the roof off of this. I really think it's going to be that. And guys, the thing about this too is, where are they going to go with all of these storylines too? Because we know that, okay, yes, Bosk, Blacker Satan, and okay, like, who else might we see? Maybe even Dangar. I would love to see Dangar in there. And let's see, who else could they include? Of course, Cad Bane. We know that they all have affiliations with Boba. Not so much as affiliations, but they know Boba personally. They know who he is, and they have either worked with him or against him. And what do you all think? Do you think that we'll be able to? Because I know that we're gonna see a bunch more bounty hunters. I do not believe that Blacker Sand is going to be the only bounty hunter that we're going to see. I truthfully, wholeheartedly believe that we are going to see big name bounty hunters brought back. I really believe that in this season alone, we will get Cad Bane and Boss. I'm still on the fence if we will get Dangar or not. I do not see them not giving us Dangar because aside from Cad Bane, Dangar has a lot of history with Boba. You go back and read the Legends books of Boba Fett, the books. I've actually got them. I've got them in my audio books because I've actually been reading them in prep for the Book of Boba Fett. The bounty hunters, in those books, that actually covers what we're seeing in the flashback sequences. But yes, what's in those books is nothing from what we're getting here in Book of Boba Fett. The only thing, yeah, Boss definitely worked with him. Yeah, I just think that I don't know if Boba Fett has as much of a history with Boss as he would Dangar or not. Because I know that Bosk, he hated Boba Fett. He hated Boba with a passion. And now, this is also coming from the Legend materials, the Bounty Hunter books. Guys, I really recommend those books. Those are great books. I'm actually on book 2. And they really keep you in them. And it's talking about, what happened to Boba after he escaped the Sarlacc pit. It tells, like, book 1. It's like episode 1. It tells you, okay, how he escaped it. Well, it tells you how he escaped the Sarlacc pit in the book. But after that, there's no real similarities because really the only similarity is from the book in the Book of Boba Fett is that Boba was inside the Sarlacc and he managed to blow it up somehow. I don't think it actually says in the books on how Boba blew up the Sarlacc. I cannot remember. I'll go back through and actually check book one of it. But I mean, of course, we know how he managed to blow up the Sarlacc in the Book of Boba Fett by using the oxygen from the stormtrooper's mask and the flamethrower. But after that, there's really no similarities. But, guys, I mean, I just wonder, because there's so many big named bounty hunters that they can bring in. And I don't know. I really don't know. And guys, quick little detail I heard. Now, guys, this is not confirmed yet. This is not confirmed at all yet. I'm still waiting myself on a word from Disney and Lucasfilms. And I will find out as soon as everybody else finds out. Yoda Cave 82. Hang on just 1 second. Is that the book you're referring to? All right, good. Cause I literally just got this in last week, and I'm actually starting to read it. I'm actually one of those people that during the day I'll be listening to my audiobooks so that way I can keep up, be able to keep up with something while I'm working and everything and editing my videos. And then at night I'll read that on my downtime. But yeah, Yoda Cave. I am actually going to do a review on that book. I'm going to actually drop that video this weekend. So that'll actually be my first review on a Star Wars book. So, and then I'm going to see if everybody seems to like the book reviews. I actually have a bunch more books. And actually, Yoda, these kind of books right here, these like, I call them like the handbooks from the Star Wars galaxy. Yeah, I know, I love that. Like there's so many from like Aura Singh, Dangar Boss, Han Solo, Greedo. There's a couple in there from Django, isn't there? That's what I'm thinking. And there's some from Boba himself. Let's see, Bosk, Greedo, Bosk. I really think that the main one Yeah, here's one with Django talking about his style of helmet. And I think I would honestly, because I got halfway through this book before, and I wound up moving, and in that move, I actually lost that book, and I actually wound up losing my whole collection because I had almost every one of those books except for no, actually I think I had every one of them. But yeah, and I loved how it seems to me like the most of the notes in there are like Greedo and Dangar, or not Greedo and Dangar, but Greedo and Bosk. And like those two are fighting with each other the whole time in every note. Like those two are always trying to top each other in the notes. So I definitely will go over that part in the review. But yeah, and I'm actually rebuilding that collection of them. So far, I've got, of course, the Bounty Hunter's Code and let me see. And the Book of Sith. This is actually one of my good ones. No, I haven't. I haven't never heard of it, but I would definitely be checking that out. See if I can find them because I've been ordering. I'm the only place that I've been able to find like these kind of books like this is just I have to order them off of like Amazon or eBay, and that's really the only place I can find them right now. But I would definitely be looking for that place because I'm planning on getting the whole collection again. And I saw I saw online because I was scrolling. I was actually looking on like Amazon, and I was scrolling through the 80 Star Wars books that they had up, and I saw that they right now are doing pre-orders for a new version. All right, yeah, I'll definitely have to check some of them. See if I got any of them places around here. Because like before the move, like I had a massive Star Wars book collection, and like I had some that it's extremely hard to find, and I lost every one of them almost. And I did manage to keep the one that I've never been able to find again. Uh, I don't know if you might have seen it anywhere, but it's called. It's right back here on my bookshelf. It's called Star Wars Young Jedi Knights. It's uh, it's essentially about Han Solo's twins, Jason and Jaina Solo, and when they first are doing their training at Luke's new academy. And of course, I've only read the first book. Wow. So they even got first edition hardbacks there. Yeah, I would definitely have to go and check them out then. Yeah, yeah, I definitely would recommend. And, just at some point, uh, it at least reading the first book, and if you do like it, I know it is pieced out, and I think that it goes through 13 or 14 books, but they are really good though. And but it's extremely hard to find them. And right now I'm actually doing the series of books of where Yoda, have you heard of the Legends character Abeloth? She was mentioned in, well, she's actually in her, she's mentioned through like the first half of this series of books, and then from like the mid book on, she's full fledged in it. Yeah. I've actually, I tell you now, I actually have read the new Thrawn stuff. Uh, what do you think of it so far? Because I actually have all the new Thrawn books on my audio books, and because see when I'm working and editing my videos and everything, I'm listening to my audiobooks a lot. Yeah. Now I tell you what, I do totally agree with you. I really miss Mara Jade. I really do. But Yoda, let me ask you this. And I honestly did not know this till I started into reading the Fate of the Jedi books. But did you know that there was a woman before Mara Jade that Luke almost married? Like he thought that this woman was, you know, like his soulmate, or he thought that she was the one. This was before she. This was actually before Mara Jade, and I think it was even up into when Mara and Luke were against each other. But I have to go back through and check and see that what that woman's name was, because like it was a real good story. It's so far the only place I've actually found it mentioned is Book 5 of Fate of the Jedi, but it's in like the last half of the book, and he's only seeing Force visions of her, but it I can just tell you it gets pretty heavy. It's and as far as tonight's episode, man, it was. I really did not expect to see what we saw. Like everything about the whole episode, it just kept ramping itself higher and higher. I thought, like from the twins unexpectedly showing up at the palace, and then they essentially saying, you know, okay, you had Mos Espa, we don't want it, we're out. We're going back to Nalhada, but you got more problems that's going to be bigger than us. But here's our tribute to you. You got a Rancor. And then Boba is wanting to ride it. And then with him having just had this huge fight with Black Chrysanthemum and lets him go. Like, no hard feelings, it's just business. You know, that like gives you an insight to how rough that the bounty hunter lifestyle is in the Star Wars universe. That they beat the crap out of each other like what we just saw, and then it's like no hard feelings, it's just business. And it was really good. And then like that, what did you think about the flashback sequence that we got tonight? Yeah, they're technically considered legends, but I tell you, in my honest opinion, some of the legend stuff is a lot better than what some of our canon stuff is now. And yeah, like honestly, I had never seen a speeder bike chase go so slow. I honestly felt like the speeder bikes that they was on, that the gang was on when they was chasing him. mm, Yeah, yeah. I can actually kind of see that being homage to when Anakin slaughtered them. I, Yeah, I kind of think it was kind of. I wish that they would have done it. You know, I wish that the the village, the tribe part, they would have left it right as you saw him riding out of the village on the bantha, and that's it. That was the last time you saw the tribe. I wish they would have left it at that. Had they left it at that, it'd have been fine. But I still don't. I still don't understand a bunch of it. Yeah, I kind of had a feeling something like that would happen too. But I think that the gang that did it is going to be a whole lot bigger than what we first saw. Because that was only like what? That was only like between 6 to 8 riders there. And if that was all the gang, then we know that those Tuscans would have taken them out. If they took out a whole train of Pike syndicates, yeah, they're going to take out 6 to 8 guys on speeders. I don't know. Hopefully they'll fix something with that. But and I really hope that they at least in next week's episode, I really hope that they do some kind of modifications to those speeder bikes that this new group that's riding with Boba does. Yeah, yeah, that right there. I never really did think of it like that. The Rancor and Danny Trejo um, being a trap. But yeah, I kind of wonder because that really does seem like something that a hut would do. They send you a gift and they're like, here you go, here's your gift. But they kind of failed to mention to tell you that, oh, by the way, this gift is going to kill you in about like 3 weeks. That's a hut. That really would not surprise me. But I don't know. And then, of course, they might not have it be a trap, and then where everybody in Mos Espa is like, well, how are we supposed to know that you're the new daimyo if you're not? Exactly. How are they going to keep that Rancor from seeing anybody? Because, I mean, you know, yeah, it don't make sense to me. And then, okay, if it imprints on the first person and it forms a bond with that first person, why is it that he could walk up right beside that Rancor right after Boba took off? He walked right beside the Rancor. It was only like a couple foot from it. And he was just sitting there he was standing there talking to it. That kind of makes you wonder, is this going to be a trap? Could biggest majority of that be made up. Because it really does seem like something that the Pikes, or not the Pikes, but the Hutts would do. And I don't know. And then I've really been wanting to know that the woman that was riding the bikes, the speeder bikes with Boba, and just a really quick thing, that speeder bike chase, it looked more like, it didn't look like speeder bikes. It felt more like hovering motorized scooters. That's what they looked like, and that's what they drove like, essentially. They didn't drive like normal speeder bikes at all. They went slow. Like the whole chase was slow. So it looked, you take every chase scene that we've had in Star Wars and then take that one. Exactly. It's a scooter gang. Yeah. Yeah, I wondered what actually happened to Slave 1 too. But I don't think he gave it to Mando. I'm thinking that I'm thinking he's got it still somewhere in that, somewhere at Jabba's palace, because one, I don't see him giving that up, because Slave One was his father's ship. I do not see him giving that to Mando. And secondly, you can actually see the Slave One in the first teaser trailer that we got. So I really don't think that, I don't think he got rid of the Slave One. I think it's still there, but I think it's, I don't think that we're going, I think they're holding that Slave One off until something big. Well, that is true. But you just kind of wonder, though, because you think of that, the, oh, what was it? The Imperial light cruiser, that, I think that was the ship they was on in Mando season 2 finale, the one where he fought, where Din fought the Dark Troopers, and then we had the whole Luke Skywalker coming back and everything. I just wonder if he didn't keep that ship. But, and then there's been rumors circulating too that that Mando has somehow got the Razor Crest rebuilt. I don't know. And it's possible too that he could have got, I mean, it's possible too that he could have got some kind of ship from Bo-Katan. I have no idea about it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, but my only thing about that would be about him keeping the light cruiser would be if he's got to land. You can't really land them things. because those essentially have, unless there is a landing shuttle inside there, which is possible. Yoda, refresh my memory. How did all of them get on that light cruiser? They all didn't fit on the Slave One, did they? Yeah. Uh, I definitely had thought we was going to have Mando 3 before Book of Boba Fett. They had even talked that Mando 3. Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch it too because I don't think that Boba, Mando, uh, Bo-Katan, Cara Dune, and all of them others could fit that 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 good on the Slave One. But I don't know though because it clearly has to be bigger than what it looks like on the outside because I mean you take into consideration when they had Han Solo and Carbonite, they had plenty of room to put him in there and still have enough room for Boba and everything. So I don't know. I would definitely have to go and rewatch it because I want to know because now I'm kind of wondering on that myself now because if they all didn't come up on the Slave One, yeah, yeah, they let Mayfield go. Yeah, and you know what? I'm actually surprised on this, but I'd forgotten about. I honestly couldn't remember seeing Fennec go up to the light cruiser. I honestly couldn't remember that, but we know that because Boba he took off before all of the before Luke Skywalker came. Because I just wonder how that would have played out if Boba Fett would have still been on the light cruiser when Luke Skywalker walked in. I just wonder. I wonder how that would have played out. That would have probably been. That would have had to have been an awkward time then if that would have happened. But yeah. So guys, I'm thinking. You know, I have been waiting in all my live streams that I've ever done, I've been waiting for somebody to quote Jar Jar. You're the first one to do it. I've been waiting for somebody to quote Jar Jar. I've been thinking, because I've been having a lot of fun doing these watch party streams with everybody, being able to watch the new episodes and then be able to talk about it with everybody in chat. And it's been a lot of fun. And I know that I am going to finish season 1 of Book of Boba Fett. And from talks, Kenobi will be the next thing. Yeah. I don't know anyone who actually has been a huge fan of him. But yeah, Yoda. See, I was a prequels kid. I grew up with the prequels. I remember I even remember when the Phantom Menace came out and they had those oh they had those little cups at like Taco Bell that had the characters on the tops. And you could pose their arms like this and stuff. I remember all that. And then I remember when Burger King used to sell the watches in the tins, actually. Those. And yes, mine still what does work. I had to special order that one. I got that last year. I had to special order that because you can't not hardly find the Vader Anakin one. And I've also got the Princess Leia and Jabba one too. But I plan on finishing my collection of them too. I've got so many collections started of Star Wars that I need to finish up. I think everybody has got something that they got of Star Wars. Everybody that's a Star Wars fan, I think they've got at least one thing Star Wars related that they had when they were a kid. Yoda, do you think that will be how it will start off with? How they will see how he will first see Vader and Kenobi. He'll see him from a distance, and then season finale be they go up against each other. You think that's how it'll go? Hey, Ape Jen. Yeah, that really would be something I would love to see. How these Hutts are able to get these Rancors. Because Jedi, for crying out loud, have an immensely difficult time getting through Dathomir. And then, you know, then just even let alone being able to track down it. That Yoda, all the Night Sisters was killed off except for one, which was Marin, and she is actually in the canon game Jedi Fallen Order. She is the only. She's the only confirmed Night Sister left. Because there, after the Clone Wars, there was only two actual Night Sisters left: Marin and Asajj Ventress. Yoda, I'm not going to say anything about the story of the game, but you're going to love it. I promise. That was one of the games I was kind of iffy on, but I loved it. Okay, Fallen Order takes place 5 years after Revenge of the Sith, after Order 66. But in Fallen Order, though, of course, we get the flashbacks of what happens during Order 66. Now, Book of Boba Fett, that takes place in the timeline same as Mando, which is 5 years after Return of the Jedi, which basically is 5 years after the fall of the Empire. And really quick, does either of you all remember in Mando season 1 where he's walking through Mos Espa and he looks over and he sees those stormtrooper helmets that was on the spikes on the side of the road? Yeah, they do have a contract. They're they're definitely gonna definitely keep doing these games because of how good they are. Eighth Gen, did you happen to spot in tonight's? Yeah, did you guys happen to spot in tonight's episode where in the flashback sequence they was putting those helmets on those same stakes that Mando walks past? I had to really look hard. Yeah, I think that Yoda, I think that will happen. I think that'll happen probably around episode 5. I really think that's when it'll happen. When we'll see Boba find Fennec, and he takes her and heals her and gets her healed up and everything. I think that's when we'll really see that. And I'm really glad that they're really giving us a better story of Fennec Shan. Because I liked her in Mando. I mean, yeah, we only got her for like what? I think it was only one episode we got Fennec in. But in that episode, watching her, she was like, really good. Yeah, I wonder if they will do that though. Mm. Yeah, I wonder if that's why both of them. I totally agree, Yoda. I wonder if that's why both of them kind of sided with the with those that little biker gang. Kind of wonder about that, especially where when that woman looked at Bubba and said, "There is no work over there," because they are working. They are from the workers' district, but she looks at him and says, "There is no work." So I think that's why he was like, "Yeah, well, you can either come work for me or whatever. I'm giving you an opportunity." Yeah, I definitely want to see how Cobb Vanth got Boba's armor. And there's been theories on it, on how Cobb Vanth got the more Jawas episodes. Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. But I think if it's the case of they just don't want to work, I think they're too scared to not work for Boba. Hey guys, what do you guys think? Do you think that we know Black Satan is still on Tatooine? Do you think we will see him come back? But instead of this time going after Boba, helping him in some way. Yeah. Yeah, Ace Gen, I definitely agree. Who knows? But I think that most people would, if Boba Fett lands in front of you and he's holding his blaster rifle and you know who he is, I think that if he tells you to come work for him, I think anybody would. I definitely know I would. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, I think that Black Crusader will still have, I think he'll still have mixed feelings about Boba. I think that he will respect him for after they took him prisoner, after everything he did, after for not killing him. Because if you actually if you actually watch the episode, the the when Black Satan is holding on to the ledge, I thought so too, but I can see where Boba is actually coming from, considering if you look at what all Jabba made Boba do. Because if you go back into Legend stuff and look at some of the stuff that Jabba had Boba do, it is, and even other people that hired Boba, they would make Boba do some really terrible stuff. So I can kind of see, you know, but I think even Fennec Shan knew that Boba did not want to kill Black Sand. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine, 8 Jim. My chat is a little bit slow, so you're totally fine because your all's chats come in just a little bit after y'all send them. So, but I was kind of thinking of this. You could tell Fennec knows that Boba wants Chrysanthemum alive because if you'll notice when Black Chrysanthemum is holding on to the ledge before he falls into the pit of where the Rancor is supposed to be, the one guy with the cyborg eye, he's actually holding a blaster pistol, and he walks right over to Black Chrysanthemum that's hanging on the ledge, and he actually aims that pistol, that blaster pistol, right at Black Chrysanthemum's face. And Fennec's like, oh crap. So she pulls out that hidden knife from the butt of her blaster rifle, throws it, and hits Chrysanthemum's hand and makes him slide down into the pit before that guy with the cyborg eye could shoot him in the face and kill him. Because if they wanted to kill him, they would have just let him shoot him right in the face right there, because they would have, he was done. He was done beat then. They could have easily killed him then. So that's what I was just wondering. I honestly don't think that Chrysanthemum and Boba's story is done. Okay, 8th Gen, it is like, it's right before she pulls that knife out from the butt of her blaster rifle. Just kind of watch it real close, and you'll see him pull out that blaster pistol and walk right over top of Black Chrysanthemum that's hanging on the ledge of that pit, and you'll see him start to point that right in Chrysanthemum's face. And then that's when she sees that, throws that knife, and makes Chrysanthemum fall into the pit, as opposed to the guy with the cyborg eye getting shot, shooting him in the face. I didn't think they was going to save him either. I really didn't. Hey, no problem, 8th generation. That's just something that I do. I'll get like so in tuned into something, especially when it's Star Wars related. I'll get so in tuned into something that I'll notice like little tiny details. Like I'll even notice stuff in the backgrounds, like these battles and everything. So sometimes it can be annoying because I'll be watching every little detail. But yeah, I I really just don't think that Chrysanthemum and Boba's story is done. Do I think that we'll see Chrysanthemum this any more this season? If we do, though, it will be towards the end. There you go. Hey, if I wasn't such a Star Wars nerd, I wouldn't even have this channel and I wouldn't have this studio. So, which actually, guys, I am still working on this studio. Ever since the move, it's it's a slow work in progress. But I finally got my LEDs put up. That's the thing. Yeah, I know. And thanks, Jen. You know, and that's the thing. I always I will go through and if there's times that my live chat is just like flying, I will just keep going through and I will go back through and I'll read every single chat and even during while I'm watching, I'll glance up at the chat screen and just kind of keep an eye on it, to see if anybody says anything. Guys, thank you all for subscribing. It really does mean a lot when I get new subscribers, especially from these live streams, and when I'm also able to do this and be able to chat with everyone too. I like that name for him. Uh, Yoda, I really think he is. I really think that if he's not off world, he is holed up in wherever the Pike's stronghold is. Wherever that place was that Boba went to and talked to that Pike leader, I think either he's there or he is done gone. Yeah, that Rancor. You that I have never in any Star Wars media, games, books, TV, movies. When have you ever seen Rancors that calm? And not only that calm, but allow somebody that it cannot see, it does not know, or anything, allow them to come up and scratch it behind its ear. I mean, yes, Um, did anybody catch it? Uh, yeah, I really thought it was too. Did either of you guys catch where the 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 character Danny Trejo is playing the Rancor handler? Did did they say what his name in the show was going to be? And with that too, did they say any of the names of the cyborg gang either? I didn't either, but from the way, yeah, Ace Gen, I really think he was. I really think that the Rancor was because it was. They said it was a calf Rancor and a calf Rancor, a, a small animal, a young animal like that. Don't matter what it is. You take it somewhere where it's not used to, and there's nothing else that it knows around it. It's gonna freak out. Yoda, I didn't see a character name for Danny Trejo's who he's playing either, and I didn't see any character names for any of the cyborg gang either. And eighth gen, um, have you ever heard of the old Star Wars game? It's probably about 20 years old now or older, called Masters of Terrascasi. It's an old fighting style game. It was I think it was a PlayStation exclusive, and there's actually a story as to why it was a PlayStation exclusive, though. Yoda, actually, episode two did have a title. It does not show on the menu of Disney Plus, but episode two did actually have a title. Never played it. I started playing eighth gen. I did too. Um, it's an old game. It was released when I was still pretty young, so I might have been. I don't know. I can't remember the exact year. I wasn't even a teenager when that came out, but apparently the girl from the cyborg game is the main antagonist from that game, Arden Lynn. Uh, PlayStation, I think it's the OG PlayStation 1. Eighth gen, I am not going to lie to you. I've done one playthrough of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Yeah, Yoda, I'm still playing KOTOR, and I don't know if you ever can get through the ending of that game sometimes. Oh, yeah. I love Fallen Order. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But so far, now taking the Battlefront 1 and 2, the first, the OG ones, and the other one. Yeah, I can't stand EA, especially what they've done to Star Wars. Uh, I do like EA Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2. I didn't like them at launch because of everything that happened, but they are actually pretty good now. Yeah, yeah. The the original. I still play the original Battlefront 2. I play that on my Xbox One all the time because I've actually got it. Because you can download backwards compatible games on PlayStations and Xboxes, so I've got that. Yeah. Um, has either of you played Republic Commando? Adrian, yeah, I still do love that game. So Yoda, you have played Republic Commando? Let me see. Trying to looking up really quick as to when that one came out as well. They did, and yeah. Uh, so they remastered Republic Commando. Uh, oh, Star Wars Racer, which is a pod racer game. Uh, Jedi Academy and Jedi Academy 2. So both the Jedi Academy games, Republic Commando and Jedi Racer, which is the pod racer game, they all remastered them last year. Yeah, yeah. The Jedi game is it's the old Jedi Academy games. The Yeah, yeah. In each, if you buy the physical ones, the physical case, um, if you buy the physical discs of them, you get two games in one case. Yeah, I'm still playing Knights of the Old Republic. Um, 8th gen. Um, really quick, if you want to learn more about the game that me and Yoda was just talking about, the Republic Commando, I highly recommend going to a friend of mine's channel. He lives in Australia. Um, the channel Bombastic. Uh, type in Bombastic Bombastic Republic Commando. Yep. Yeah. You know, it, now, honestly, Yoda, that's not weird because I'm the same way. I I like to have the I like to have the disc in the case too. I always like that. Yeah, I've always been like that too. I've always had to, and I keep the cases too. Like I've still even got a couple which I've got to get them unpacked. Yeah, really, I keep the cases just for like the artwork of them because I mean the artwork of them. I really love how they look, and for me, I like having the the digital copy as well in case something happens to the disc. But I love having that disc. Yeah. Well, eighth gen, you're only 3 years younger than me. I was born in '91, so you're not much younger than I am. Oh, you ain't that old. I still got. I found some of old Madden games that I had too. Yeah, 007 is collectible, definitely. And now, son, depends on what year the Madden is. Yeah, like the first, yeah, the first Madden games, like the first few years of them, they're people's collecting them now too. So, really quick, guys, what do you all think about me continuing these live watch parties into the Kenobi series, which is supposed to be coming out right after Book of Boba Fett ends? And eighth gen, I do agree, Madden '08 was the best. And I think it's maybe not the most collectible because so many people bought it. Yeah, I do too. I like to be able to talk with everybody about it. Eight gen. Yeah, I mean, I, you don't. If you're not able to make it to every single stream that I do, that's totally fine. I mean, you can always watch it in the playback or anything. Yeah, and like I was surprised. Like it, I hadn't. It wasn't even 10 minutes after the episode ended. And there had been some of them that had like pretty much ended right after. So I was like, wow. I mean, I've been going now, which I'm kind of making up for lost time right now because I literally I actually liked it. Yeah, yeah. I think that's why. Yeah, there were so many of them that just like ended right after, and it's like, but there was a few of them though that they started their watch parties like I think I saw one watch party start 2 hours before the show actually dropped. Now, I was planning on starting mine 30 minutes before the show actually dropped, but technical difficulties with everything, I managed to get my stream going within 2 minutes before the episode dropped. In either way, though, I mean, the for the live stream and for episode one, I stayed on well over an hour and a half after the episode. Yeah, I think I cannot remember how much the premiere, how long that I streamed for the premiere episode. I think I don't even think I would stream this long. This has actually been my longest stream. But yeah, 2 hours and oh no hard feeling. I mean, yeah, I I totally agree. There's a lot of people that and I totally understand it. I'm definitely by no means the best, you know, YouTube Star Wars channel out there. I know that, you know, but I'm trying to get my channel built up better. Okay, Yoda. Um, eighth gen, like what I do before the like all right, what I did before Book of Boba Fett premiered, I sit down and like everything. I basically did all my homework that I can that I could find about boba and all of the stuff because I wanted to, not only legends but canon stuff. And I wanted to be able to, I wanted to be able to know what I'm talking about. Yeah, one of these days, I take it. One of these days, uh, I'm still learning, doing all this stuff with YouTube right now, but I am going to get it to where I can get, I can have another person in on the live streams, and then kind of like have a split screen, and I'm going to start doing that. Now, as soon as I can get it all set up to where I'm able to do that, I'm gonna start doing that. And as soon as I do get that, I'll let you all know because I definitely want YouTube to be the first ones that I'll do the that with. Well, so guys, I'm not really for sure. I have a few friends that they're able to do like these video call deals on YouTube. I think you have to do somehow with something like Zoom. Right now, I'm just using YouTube Live. I'm actually using my laptop right now because right now where my channel is still yeah I'm on a laptop right now because right now where my channel is still growing, YouTube for some reason I don't understand it, but I'm not able to do a mobile live stream until I get so many subscribers. I forgot how many exactly it is. Uh, not right, not right off. I don't. HGM. I cannot remember right now. right now my brain is kind of running on fumes as it is. Yeah, give me 1 second. Yeah, it's 480p right now. Because right now the laptop I have, it's not the best, but it helps me be able to. It gets me. Okay, I will definitely DM you. Huh. Yeah, I have to figure out what's going on with this. That might not even be up to date on that right now. Why that's saying that? Okay, I'll DM you here in just a minute. Guys, I've been going almost 3 hours now. So with that, I'm officially going to go on ahead and say that whatever the series is that comes out after Book of Boba Fett, we're gonna do these watch parties for it. It's been said that it's going to be Kenobi, and I know for a fact I will be doing live watch parties for Kenobi, and I'm definitely going to be doing a bunch more of these. So for all the new episodes of Book of Boba Fett and all the new episodes, all the new shows, everything, because guys, this year's going to be huge with Star Wars stuff. There is a bunch of new shows coming out. And so, guys, I'm definitely going to do watch parties with you all for these. So, everybody, just, if you like the content, hit the subscribe button. Leave a like on the videos too. It really helps out the channel a lot. And guys, I've had an awesome night. This has officially been my longest stream that I have ever done on this channel. And it's been all right. Thanks, Jen. And Ace Gen, I'm going to be doing a review. I've got a review video coming out this weekend over it's one of the Star Wars handbooks called Bounty Hunter's Code. So just that way you got a heads up on it too. But with that, guys, I'm going to go on ahead and I'm going to end the stream now. And I'll see you all in the next video. And I'll definitely be catching y'all at the exact same time next Wednesday morning. But I'm definitely planning on starting the stream sooner. So just keep an eye out. And I will definitely see you all in the next stream. So remember, until then, the Force will be with you.